Good day all, and absolutely welcome back to South African Prepper, to a sunny South Africa. So the Unprepared Won't Survive part 3. So this video is going to have two sections. The first section about the unprepared, and then the second section, a quick update about the situation in South Africa, by the way, which is not that bad. So I want you to imagine, I'm going to tell you a story, a scenario, and I want you to imagine that you are not prepared. So you're sitting at home, let's make it a Saturday afternoon, with your family. Somebody comes knocking at the door. This gentleman then hands you a paper that says that you need to be out of your house within the next 10 minutes because they will be knocking your house down. Okay, so your first reaction would be to ask this gentleman a whole lot of questions. This guy refuses to negotiate and talk to you. He tells you that they will be knocking down your house in 10 minutes time. So what do? You go to your family, you organize them all to maybe grab a bag of clothing and get the most essential things as fast as you can. Now please bear in mind, picture this for yourself. You are unprepared. Don't think like a prepared person, because if you're watching this video, you'll definitely be prepared and you'll think differently about this. So after 10 minutes, the doorbell rings again. It's the same gentleman. He says to you, "Sir, we have given you the 10 minutes. Look behind me. There's the security forces. There's a big TLB or bulldozer. They are ready to knock your house down." But the gentleman is nice, so he says, "You know what, you can take all of your stuff and you can put it in your car, and you need to go right now." So what happens next is you bundle everything into your car, realizing that your car is too small for everything, but you manage to make a plan. You put some bags on top of the kids' laps, and off you go. And as you leave your house, you look around your neighborhood and you see exactly the same thing happening. A whole lot of bulldozers knocking people's houses down. As you're driving through the neighborhood, one of the kids in the back says, "Dad or Mom, I'm a bit hungry." And you decide, okay, that's fine. Let's drive to our local supermarket or grocery store. You pull into the parking lot, and as you pull into the parking lot, you see a long queue of people standing, waiting to go into the grocery or the supermarket store. So you decide, okay, it's fine, I'll go stand in the queue because the kids are hungry. We haven't got any food with us at this stage. So you stand in the queue for an hour and a half. Eventually you get inside of the store. It's your turn to go in. And as you walk into the store, you see a couple of people fighting about a loaf of bread, for an example. And you think to yourself, but why are they fighting about a loaf of bread? And as you take your trolley and you go into the grocery store, supermarket, you start to realize that all of the shelves are empty. And out of panic and a desperate situation, you grab as much as you can, and that is actually left on the shelf. As you get to the cashier rings up all of the things that you could gather that was actually left in the store, and she gives you the total, and you take out your wallet and you give her your card, and she says, "Sir, unfortunately I cannot take your card because the card machine is offline, or the banking system is offline." Out of panic, you grab your wallet, you go through your wallet, and you see you've got X amount of money left, but you've only got money for half of the things. So the cashier then takes half of the things away, credits them, and you take out the cash and you pay for whatever you could pay for. You go back into the car with your family. They've been inside of the car, let's say it's a hot day, for the last 2 hours waiting for you to get food. You then decide, well, the best option is we're going to go to Aunt Betty's place, because that's a family relative of yours. Aunt Betty is a family member of yours. You go knock on her door, says, "Very pleased to see you because you are family. You explain the situation to her, and she says, well, my son and my daughter and their grandkids are also here. We know about the situation, and unfortunately we don't have any space left. So Uncle Dick, Aunt Betty's husband, he comes into the conversation and he says, well, we can maybe make a plan. We've got an old shed at the back, we'll quickly pack it out. You guys can sleep inside of the shed for now. Now I want you to take this story, okay, and it's just an example, and realize that the potential threat that unprepared will be under, the total psychological thing that the unprepared will go through when things do collapse. Now, I'm not saying that things will collapse as fast as my examples that I just explained right now, but the psychology behind when something collapses will pretty much be the same. These people will be homeless, okay, they will be defenseless, and they will probably not have preparations to survive food-wise and water-wise to actually survive the collapse that they will be experiencing. And to be very honest with you, we are looking at the world economy, and a collapse is on the card. A collapse is on the card for the whole world, and a lot of people are going to be in the same example that I just gave you, where they're going to be desperate. So let's quickly talk about this situation in South Africa. Now, recently they discovered a variant, starts with an O and an M in South Africa. I don't want to talk about it, otherwise we're going to be censored again. Now I want to explain something to you. South Africa is the worst place in the world for HIV and AIDS. Okay? Now what does HIV and AIDS do? HIV and AIDS actually attacks your immune system. Okay? Add malnutrition with HIV and AIDS in Africa, okay, and you have the breeding ground for a virus, okay, to come in and kill people by the hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions. This new variant that they found in South Africa is not doing that, and the mainstream media will not tell you that. There's a big hoo-ha and panic about this. And there's a lot of other prepper channels that actually reported on this. Guys, I am from South Africa. People are not dying by the hundreds and thousands.